What's going on, YouTube? Hope you guys are doing awesome. Wes Spencer here, back with you again. I'm on vacation enjoying a really nice cup of coffee in a cafe with a little bit of noise around me, but I wanted to cover the recent Pi Network news because it's all a buzz. Everyone's saying, hey, I actually can buy Pi now, it looks like, and it's trading for somewhere between $18 and $50. Is this thing legit? Should I get in on it now? Am I going to miss the window? Well, there's a whole bunch of stuff packed into all of this that I am going to tackle and cover for you in this video. We're going to cover, can you actually buy Pi? And the answer to that is yes and no, kind of, sort of. We're going to explain what's going on inside the Pi network. I'm actually going to show you, if you were to try to buy Pi, what it would look like, because I actually do it for you on this video. And then I'm going to give you my comments at the very end. And don't miss the end, because I'm telling you, my friends, there's a lot more to this than meets the eye. And I have some very strong recommendations about what you should do or not do when it comes to Pi network in this current era before we hit 2023. So you don't want to miss this. Some huge news, big stuff we're going to cover right now. So you can see right here, I'm logged into xt.com. Across the site, you can see just the normal things you'd expect to see: buy orders, sell orders, historic trades. And as you can see towards the bottom, there's quite a bit of volume that's been happening. Thousands of trades that have been happening over the past few hours, and a price that's been rising upward. Now, don't let that fool you. Just because the price is going up doesn't mean that we're going to see a trajectory that's going to constantly go up. You're just seeing a very small market and a lot of people coming in. This is a normal pump type of chart that you would see here. As we move forward, I wanted to show just a few different things. You can see towards the bottom, you can play around with how much Pi you may want to purchase. You can also do the same thing for selling as well, but I'm just wanting to sell one Pi, and I'm going to sell it at market price. So as we move forward, I did want to show the two differences between market trade and limit trade. So market trade is just going to let you sell at the best market price. You know, whatever where the buyers and sellers meet is where you're going to sell. And then a limit trade is where you can preserve and say, I only want to sell at this point in time, or I only want to buy at this point in time. Now, this is not a tutorial on how to use a trading pair in crypto or stocks, but I just wanted to show you the basics. Now, one of the things I also wanted to show you is I did go ahead and purchase the Pi. And so what I did was I purchased, you can see this right here as you look, you can see that I purchased at $35. I've executed a purchase for Pi for 0.99. And I guess I got 0.99 just after the fees came into play. And so I just wanted to show that a little bit. And as I go over here to spot account, you can see there's my Pi right there. So you're seeing that I'm sitting on 0.998 Pi at current market value of $34.23. Now that's what got me interested. I'm thinking, okay, great. So I guess I own some Pi. That's great. What can I do with this? Can I actually take this out? Because the true test, and hear me, the true test of whether this is Pi that I actually own or this is IOUs and future trading and really just pseudo Pi is if I can withdraw what I purchased. And notice right here, do you see what I see? The deposit and withdrawal are ghosted out, meaning that these token pairs, that this crypto wallet, I have no access to at all. So while I might own 0.998 Pi, I don't have any ability to deposit more or withdraw. And that to me was the original red flag of, wait a second, I don't think we're trading real Pi here. I think this is just futures. I think this is just IOUs. I did click on transfer to see if I could do anything. And you'll notice here, I can do nothing other than just move them from my spot trading account to my savings account. So if you're a long-term holder and you want to use this, which again, I would never recommend using any exchange to hold crypto for any amount of time. But you can see you can move the Pi between the two, but I can't deposit and I can't withdraw it no matter what I do. The other thing that I wanted to show you is when you click right here on Pi Network, watch what happens. It takes us over to CoinMarketCap. You guys know I use CoinMarketCap quite a bit. It's great for intel. And so you can see right here, it says that it's trading at $38.64. It's aggregating that probably from the two markets, Huboi and also from XT. And so you can see that, but it also has this, and I love this. I'm so glad they did this. You see this up here in red. Pi Network has faced its fair share of controversy lately. Now that doesn't mean it has had its fair share of controversy. That's not necessarily the fault of Pi. That's because there's so many people that are getting into Pi Network. And anytime a crypto project that's new continues to take and get a lot of users, you're going to get a lot of controversy that comes with it. And there's not enough communication around all of this, right? There was a lot of confusion initially when this quote unquote launched. Is it real? Is it fake? Is it a scam? Is it futures? What is it? And so I think it's natural that you would see this, right? And so they say, please note that the mainnet is not yet launched, and the price displayed below for certain exchanges reflects the value of IOUs, and it may not be transferable across the exchanges. And I confirmed it is not transferable. You're not going to be able to take what's in XT and move it out elsewhere. Shoot, you can't even take XT and take it for yourself. It just can't be done. So you can see that, of course, you see it 195% rise in price again because of what's happening. So I thought that was interesting. So you can click around on CoinMarketCap if you want to see a little bit more about it. But I thought it was great that they showed that. And when I clicked on that little here, I wanted to show this as well. This takes us over to Pi News Media, really great Twitter account. You should go and follow them. And so they're saying the same thing. Risk warning, Pi Network is still closed mainnet. Now it says now XT exchange is not discussed with Pi officials when it launches Pi. The English isn't perfectly great here, but you can see what they're saying. So beware, right? And I agree with that. I absolutely do. And I even tweeted a reply back out there to my network just to let people know and beware. So once again, you can go back over here and see that while I own Pi, it's not real. I can't take it. I can't keep it. I can't transfer it. Not your keys, not your crypto. This is not my crypto. This is just futures. It's just IOUs. Now, does that mean I'm going to get this 0.98998 Pi when it hits mainnet or when the trading pairs actually exist? Well, maybe or maybe not. It depends on how much you trust XT.com. And I, for one, probably don't trust them enough for that. No offense, but I just don't. And so there you go. I just wanted to show this to you so you can kind of see what's going on here in the background. And you can see what's happening here. There's quite a lot of orders and a lot of people that are buying and selling. And I just wanted to get in front of this so that you can see for yourself. Be careful. While you can buy Pi, it's not real. It's IOUs. You have to trust that XT is going to give them to you. You don't own them once you purchase them. And I think for a lot of people, this is certainly scammy or at least kind of shady. And I don't want people to be steered wrong thinking that they're missing out on the market by not selling or buying Pi at this point in time. They're just, all this is trading on margins and the ability to jump in and buy pseudo Pi via IOUs, which I think is super, super sketch. So there you have it. I bought some Pi and it wasn't the world's worst experience, right? I had to go in and do some market trading. Of course, I could do some like spot and limit orders, all that kind of stuff. But I want to talk about more than just the fact that I bought some Pi on XT and more, let's talk about what's happening in the ecosystem and what's happening behind the scenes, so to speak. So first of all, did you notice that I couldn't actually withdraw my Pi after I purchased it? That should always be red flag number one. I just bought one Pi to see, can I actually withdraw this? And I suspected that I couldn't withdraw it because I couldn't deposit Pi either. Remember how it said the transaction itself was suspended? So that's a huge warning flag that this is futures trading. Now, I'm not an economist. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm just a crypto YouTuber, right? But we know that futures trading is very common in the economic world around us. And futures trading even happens with crypto. So I'm not against futures trading, like this idea of trading now for something that will happen into the future. And I can obtain that value in the future based on what's happening now. What I'm seriously against in this case with XT and Huboi, I don't know how the heck you say their name. What I'm super duper against with those is that it's not clearly explaining that it's futures. Like it doesn't have a warning pop up that says, hey, you're trading on the futures with this. And so just be aware it's not real Pi. It doesn't say that anywhere. And so I think that's kind of shady in my book. And I think you need to be really, really careful about that. Also, the Pi team is not talking about this very much. And the reason they're not talking about it is because we're still in closed mainnet. You're not going to go see them endorse, hey, if you were interested in buying more Pi, go to XT or Huboi and go buy some. They're not going to say that because it's futures trading. It's clearly not endorsed by the Pi core team. This is why they're not endorsing it. They're not talking about it. They're not sharing news about this. And I think that's kind of shady, not on the core team's part, but on the exchange's part. In other words, if they were going to do this right from XT's perspective, they ought to get in front of this with the core team and say, hey, how can we plan a joint press release around this and get to market with this? They're not doing that. They just, as far as I can tell, just spun up a bunch of crypto in IOUs or futures that aren't really there and started trading them on their site. The only thing I can figure is they're just doing this out of greed. They're doing this to make money in the margins while you and I, who actually purchase these futures, get nothing out of it at this point in time. We just have to hope that in the future, they will give us access to the futures that we bought. It'll transact into real pie. So there you have it, right? Like, it's not endorsed by the core team. It's clearly not done with their permission. And you're buying stuff that's not real at this point in time. So I would say for the vast majority of people watching this video, my strong opinion is this: do not buy on XT or Huboi. Yes, there's buzz about it. Yes, there's news around it. Yes, you may be interested in it, but I would not do this. Now, one reason someone might want to do this is if they really think the price of pi is going to go up and they trust that FT or XT or any of the other exchanges that are doing this are actually going to convert your pseudo pi into real pi. I mean, you just have to trust that they're going to do that. In this era of post FTX, I don't trust exchanges at all, and nor should you. So the only time I would even consider doing this is if you're just big on pi in the future and you think this price is really low. But I just don't recommend that for anybody, not even myself. I would not use that as a chance to go buy futures now for a better future price that you get in on a cheaper price. I just wouldn't do that. The other thing I wanted to talk about here with this as well is, yes, it tests the market. That's what some people are probably going to say back is, yes, Wes, even though this isn't real pi, it's just futures, at least it lets us have some idea of price perception. And there's some truth to that, right? In the sense of, when I showed you those limit orders, you can see the seller and buyer walls. Currently, I'm looking at the screen right now, it's about $34 on both sides of the house. So the current people that are wanting to buy right now are meeting in the middle at about $34. Does that mean that Pi's price in the future is going to open when it goes into open mainnet and goes into exchanges at $34? I don't think we can say that. It might be more, it might be a lot more, it might be a lot less. We don't have a big enough market. So what we are doing is a small litmus test where we're sticking our toe into the water just a little bit to see where do buyers and sellers meet on the perceived value of Pi's price. But we don't have enough of it yet to concisely say it's worth $34, $35. We're just not there yet. There's been a lot of fluctuation up and down on this price over the past day. Again, why? Because of the fact that there's not many people buying and selling right now. Again, they're just futures. And so there's a lot of price volatility in there as well. So there you have it. Let me sum up. I would not do this. I'm showing you how, and I'm showing you what this looks like so I can hopefully satisfy your curiosity. But if I'm in your shoes, I would not go and buy on FT or XT or any of the other places right now because they're just futures. And I think it's far too risky for just about everybody, including myself. So there you have it. I'd love to know if you have any questions, you have any thoughts, you have any concerns, questions. Reach out, let me know in the comments below what you think. And until next time, one thing you could do for me, you know what I'm about to say, hit like, hit subscribe. It goes a long way for this channel, and share this out with your friends. Hit it up on social media. Thank you guys so very much.